Everyone was silent as Yanky, the Bar Mitzvah bocher, approached the stender. Yanky was the final speaker of the evening. Both Yanky's parents' families were choshev mishpachos with long lines of yichus trailing behind them. Yanky was nervous as he approached the stender. He held tight to the crumpled sheets of notebook paper, his pshatel, which he'd buried deep into his new suit pants. He finished his Devar Torah, and all that was left was for the Yanky to say the requisite thank yous. Yanky thanked his parents and his grandparents, his rebbeim, his manal, and then, to everyone's amazement, Yanky, instead of returning to his seat, continued to speak. Dear Tati, Mami, Zayda, Bubba, Zaidi and Babi, you've all asked me what it was that I wanted for my Bar Mitzvah, and I have always answered to you, I'm good. However, I've changed my mind today, and I now know what I want. The thing I want most at my Bar Mitzvah is to dance together with my two Zaydas and my father and all my uncles on both sides of the family in one big circle. That's the only thing that I want. I want to feel like every other Bar Mitzvah boy in my class on the day of his Bar Mitzvah. The Simcha Hall fell silent. There it was. The terrible rift in the family caused by his parents' bitter divorce 4 years ago was now on display for all to see. The plan for each side to form two distinct circles under the guise of COVID restrictions was now revealed for what it was, a thinly veiled attempt for each side to avoid having to have contact with them. The room was eerily quiet. No one moved, no one spoke. And then, shy, quiet, introverted Yanky looked at the bocher behind the keyboard and said faintly, "Please play." The bocher began to play a Labor Dicka tune, and then bashful, self-effacing Yanky walked over to his Zaidi, stretched out his hand, and gently pulled him to the dance floor. And then he moved to the other side of the room and took his mother's father and led him to his mechutten. The grandfathers looked at each other. Their disdain for each other was obvious to everyone. But then it happened. Yanky pulled both his grandfathers round in a circle. At first, they moved begrudgingly, but when they saw the smile on Yanky's face, a smile that had disappeared for over 4 years, their animosity and hostility suddenly melted away. As Yanky's face radiated happiness, they finally awoke to the reality that all of their Dinei Torah, their posturing, their getting letters from Rabbonim, their claims of doing Das Torah, their absurd assertions that they were only acting for the kavod of Hashem had accomplished just one thing and had destroyed the life of a 13-year-old boy called Yanky. The true victim of their fighting L'Shem Shemayim was their grandson, who now, for the first time in 4 years, was smiling. Miraculously and amazingly, Yanky's father and all his uncles on both sides joined into one large circle. Yanky's face beamed with joy. His radiant countenance blazed as the entire room was aglow with the light of Yanky's smile. Tears flowed freely from the eyes of the women who'd clustered near the mechitza to watch this miracle in progress. The music was loud, the pounding of the men's feet on the dance floor was almost deafening, yet if one listened carefully above the din of the dancing, you could hear the footsteps of Mashiach coming closer.